called to order. Our secretary will take the roll. Anyone absent will be excused until they arrive. I move to suspend Rule 39, subsection 11, so we can bring up Senate Study Bill 3197. My passionate goal was to create a stronger economy and economic environment for the state. This bill sets out to correct these problems, to dramatically reduce the rates, and to make Iowa economically competitive again. It also puts back money in the pockets of all Iowans. Yes, this is a bold plan. This is very bold. However, we need bold to create a strong economy. We need bold to create more jobs and higher wages.
Total state budget is only a little over $7 billion. Where are you going to find $1 billion?
So we have been working with the appropriations. We are Ways and Means, and appropriations is working on how those numbers will be played out.
I think that we deserve a systematic and detailed explanation of how you pay for these tax cuts before we move forward. Driving ahead at about 100 miles an hour with no clue of how we're going to responsibly pay for this. I want to see that budget and how it's going to balance, and my constituents want to know what sacrifices they're going to have to make in vital services for them and for their students and for their kids and for the whole of their community.
I think it is irresponsible for us to move the bill forward when we have yet to see any spreadsheets on the actual fiscal impact and who benefits, who doesn't, so on and so forth. So at this point, Senator, I am a no vote.
The subcommittee today was dominated by special interests. Everyday Iowans had no notice that this was even happening. It is clear to me that Senate Republicans don't care about working class Iowans. This bill proves it.
We haven't had public input. This bill showed up on my desk, I believe, yesterday morning, and then there was a subcommittee this morning, and here we are in full committee passing out a very substantial piece of legislation. Senator Feenstra made some pretty big claims in your opening comments, but you don't have any facts to back it up. I see there are some significant tax increases in this bill. I think we should be able to go through those before we actually vote on a bill and understand what the consequences of those are. But this process where you've suspended the rules to do this, you haven't given us the chance to understand what those tax increases are and who will affect. $925,000 to the Department of Public Health hasn't gotten much attention. Well, guess what some of that money is used for? It's to make sure we have the mental health professionals in our state that we need. $925,000 cut. $220,000 cut to the Department on Aging, hurting our area agencies on aging. A $3.4 million cut on corrections. You want to cut another $3.4 million from corrections. $200,000 to public safety. $1.6 million to our courts, jeopardizing at least a dozen courthouses in the state. Water, big issue for Iowans. You're cutting the DNR $123,000, Ag $377,000. That's in the bill you've already passed right now, this year in the middle of a budget year. Now you're going to pile on more reckless tax cuts? This is going to hurt Iowans. And let us get the information we need for responsible tax policy.
Mr. Chairman, this bill is not ready. Everybody in this room knows it.
We need to have the dollars and the money to start up these companies, these new ideas, and the technology of tomorrow. This bill will put an end to that. This bill will stop Iowa's economy. Employers tell me their most important problem is, manufacturers tell me their most important problem is, innovators tell me their most important problem is, finding workers and not their tax structure. That's what they're concerned about. You need to listen to them. I have for 20 years. This bill is going to hurt Iowa.
I do know where the Republicans want to go. We want to be bold. We want to be a driving factor in our economy. And more importantly, we want to give Iowans money back. We want to put $1,000 in everyone's pocket. Why? Because that helps grow the economy, because they can spend it.
9 ayes and 6 nays. The bill is adopted. Removed as a committee bill for the calendar under Rule 4.